They have released the dog. I'm Lil Rick the gamer, do it 100% gamer, bro. If no one else working hard, I would do it for the gamer. Yo, can't contain my flow. I need to play a game for sure. Maybe RTS, RPG, or maybe even MMO.
Howdy, and welcome back to another video for Crystalborne Heroes of Fate. Now I need you to hit that like and subscribe buttons as I post content daily, people. Alright, make sure you check us out on Discord. Link to that will be in the description box below, as well as the pinned comment below. That's where we talk about the games we play. Alright, let's get into this video. So, is this game free to play friendly? Is it? I'll be the first to say, yes. It is. Finally, to some degree, you can't see me with the little quotations, I had to say to some degree. It's not extremely free to play friendly, but it is. And a lot of these games kind of like, it's like it's free to play, but it's not friendly free to play, if that makes any sense. And let me kind of talk about that for a second. It's like you have aspects of a lot of games, not even this one, where they changing the model where you can't just continuously grind. The days of games like Summoner's War, King's Raid, even Epic 7 for that matter, and that's probably one of the newer ones today, where you just get in and you just grind like crazy all day, every day, and like your weekly paid currency that you get from just doing the various content in the game is enough for you to play at least 4 to 5 hours out of the day every single day. You should be good there for the most part. But nowadays we have these same games, mind you, and with these games they're grindy as all ever, probably just as grindy as any of those older games, if not more grindy, but you can't play all day unless you're spending. And that's where I kind of personally have a problem, and I know many of you probably have a problem as well, is that you have these games where you have all this various content and you're not able to just sit and just go in and just grind everything. Like, I can set myself up to autoplay, but it's only so much of it I can do because I'm limited to the amount of energy that is provided. Like, I do my auto battle, and then after this, that's it. But the issue this game personally has is, and one thing that I wanted to talk about, is the refreshing system. Because there are some new redeeming qualities of the game and some other things that I want to talk about in a second. But the refreshing system, like, why does it cost me 900 gems to refresh 120 energy? This just shouldn't even be a mechanic in the game. It's like I want to play more, but it's hard when you limit me so much. I already got a limit of 30 refreshes per day. I'm fine with that, but that 900 should just be 90 across the board. And I had mentioned this, and I had messaged the devs about this before, and this is just something that I would like to see for this game moving forward, because it's so many of you out here that like and enjoy this game, just as in myself. But a lot of us don't want to spend our money anymore because we get just a little bit of progression real quick, and now we're stuck. We're at a halt, and it's like people are just like, well, what do I do? How do I even progress? And the funny thing is, if it wasn't for a few of you out there just reaching out and saying, yo, make more content for this game, I probably wouldn't have done it, because I've been sitting grinding for weeks on end as much as I can, and with the quotation marks again, grinding, because I'm so limited to the amount of time that I can play per day. Now, as far as being able to play free to play, it's possible, but you're still being carried by people that are paying to play the game. So shout out to the guild I'm in, the Swamp. You guys are amazed, because you guys spend whatever amount of money you spend, and I get these daily rewards and gems. And I mean, I get thousands and thousands of gems a day just to be able to do my refreshes and play consistently. So that is great in that aspect. But I won't give it all to them, mostly them. But I have to say, Machine Zone has been lately doing a great job with our events tab. Like, they have been bombarding us with so many events like every other week, to the point like some of this stuff is even locked. That's crazy. Like, but it's been like to the point to where the rewards that we get is just on a whole nother level, and they're giving out so many of them, like good things. They're giving out gems, they're giving out summons. Trust me, you want summons. I'll probably talk about that in another video. The silver that you get, the keys, like just throughout some of them, and then through each tiers, some of the extra rewards you get here. Like, this stuff adds up. It might not seem like much on the surface, but this stuff adds up, and it's all beneficial for your gameplay moving forward. Like, just receiving all of these rewards as much as you can. At least the ones that you can do, the ones that you can get, because some of this stuff requires you to pull units. So I mean, if you spend money still, it'd be a lot better. But some of the other stuff is like just playing the game and receiving as much of these rewards as you can possible. And it's like, it's good. So I am appreciative to them for that much, in the aspect of the rewards that you get from just completing missions and whatever the events may be. It's great, it's beautiful, but it still doesn't stop the fact that we still have a problem as far as being able to play more for less, if that makes any sense, people. Because it's like, I mean, I just think about it from two perspectives, not just us as the player, but from a business perspective. How much more money that you will be able to make if people was able to play more. Like, I go in and, I want to do my refresh. It starts at 90 gems, but if I refresh it, then it goes up another 90. Like, this one little thing could change a lot. Even though I'm still limited to the amount of refreshes I can do per day, I would feel more comfortable hitting that cap. I would literally do all those refreshes, and I would be more content. I still wouldn't be 100%. I still wouldn't be 100% happy, but I would be more content with it, because it would allow me to play more and do more throughout the day, because you have to grind so much. It's like, you have to do so much. If you're not grinding your infusions or your bounties, if you're not doing your bounties to get more rewards, to get more to more things, if you're not grinding the infusions to be able to power up and level up the characters you have, because you need your infusions in order for you to even equip the gear. Like, you got 3 different tiers of gear, or 3 different sections of gear that you can't even unlock unless you grind infusions. And then as you go up in the tiers on your infusions, like, it costs a lot more. And yes, I finally 5-star mode that. Yes, it happened. Oh, the damage. So great. But I mean, back onto topic. It's just like, I want to be able to do more, because it's not like this is a half-ass made or a bad game. Like, I've had some cash grab bad games that I have played, or some half-made games where it's not even fully translated or anything. It's like they putting a lot of work into this game constantly, especially with all of these events and everything that they're adding, where you're just able to get so much more. But it seems like the one aspect that can probably change everything for all of us, for us as players and for them as a business, is the one thing that they still haven't changed yet. And it's like I've been playing it a lot more lately just because I have been noticing how much more that they have been providing. And I probably want to cover more of this game, maybe some of the events. If you like that, make sure you say that down in the comment section below if you would like me to cover more of this game, talk about the events, talk about, how to approach some of this stuff in grinding, because I would like to do more of it, but I would still like the developer to do something to help us as players moving forward, so we all can, enjoy the fruits of the labor of this game as well. And one thing else I wanted to kind of touch on was I remember in my email to them talking about, the problem that we had with silver. I see that as making a bit there's been a big change in the amount of silver that they give us in the events, and I have found ways to grind for silver. I just discovered a way to grind for XP, but it is dependent on how much is really dependent on how much you play and what you're doing in the game. You don't get a crap ton of it, but it is decent enough that you can build and upgrade units. Because you remember I did my summons and then I had pulled flare, and I was like, man, it's going to take me a few weeks to build my flare. Granted, I did have some resources sitting around, so I was able to put her together, and then I've been slowly kind of like progressing her. I just put Maelstrom back in my team and literally just like upgraded him on of some of the stuff that I was able to grind up in the last few days. So it is possible, and I probably will be putting together some guides to explain what you need to do to grind these resources. So there is ways of grinding and getting the resources. So I don't take back what I said about how we need a little bit more, because then the events they've been giving us more, but I feel like they can still give us more in game as well, just in our regular grinding. But I do say that there is ways around for the average player to be able to play. The only problem that I say that's still at the very end of it all is that my guild is carrying my free play. Like, my guild is carrying me so much theirs, because they're spending, and I can show you in the store to wrap before we wrap this video up. I can show you in the store that like certain packs, or I think all the packs for that matter. All right, yeah, the packs have guild gem gift. Now, whenever you make a purchase, you have a gem gift that you get. So 12 of these. So I see a lot of people do these, and then I see that we get the 12. 12 gems is not much. It's not about to get you far. It's not about to do anything for the very bare minimum. So this is why I had to give my guild a big shout out at the end of it, because you look at like this $100 pack, and you get 250 of these gifted gems. Now this is what I see quite often throughout the day, every day. 250, and I'm getting thousands of gems just off of like this 250. Sometimes it's 50, sometimes it's 12, sometimes it's 100 gems, but I'm getting so many of it each day just from people that's just genuinely enjoy playing the game, and playing the game for the paid aspect of it. Because I mean, you do get quite a bit from certain packs, and then you do get that slight advantage, or if not a greater advantage, being able to play when you're doing the paid aspect. And then they have added recently like more paid options and lots of extra things, more $5 packs. But I don't know, I still think the stuff is probably going to scale up, and if it doesn't, I guess that's a great thing on their aspect, and not as sleazy as we all previously thought about the company itself. Because I mean, this is not the only company that get targets these packs at different prices and everything, so we're not going to talk too much about that, but I'm just saying in general. So I wonder what you guys' thoughts are on it. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. I'd like to get a discussion going. If not, join us here on Discord. Link to that will be in the description box below, as well as the pinned comment below. Make sure you like the video, because that would be greatly appreciated. And if you don't like the video, then you can do that as well, because it all helps the algorithm. If you didn't know, I'm telling you now. Subscribe if you're new here. Turn those post notifications on so you can be the first to see my content when it goes live, people. And this is your host, Gamer Dude 2088, and I will see you next time. And I'm out. Deuces.